are streaming.
Oh, wow.
Just like that, boys.
Yeah, that happened faster than I thought.
That's what she said. Oh, wow. And we're going on the mics. Sweet.
We get 3 mics for the live stream.
Yeah, does someone want to just jump on there super fast and make sure we're not echoing?
Well, it's not even up.
You just want to.
It should be.
Nope.
No.
Uh-oh.
Hold up. Let's try it.
Nope.
Those are not live.
Subscriptions.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it seems to be that you are correct. That is not good.
Well, that's unfortunate. You had a great. That's what she said.
That's what
to
she
start
said.
to start the live stream.
Are we logged in? This is gonna be funny as hell if where the hell did it go? Oh, there we go. I guess should I stop streaming? It says we've got like good CPU strength. This is just weird. It says we've been live for 1:30. We haven't dropped a single frame.
That's
great. Great speed.
That's great news. I just don't.
I don't know. We're
if
up.
No, I don't think we still are.
Well, boys, I don't know. Maybe I'll just stop streaming. Oh, now we're live. Okay, I just got it.
Awesome.
See, I didn't have to do anything different. It was the thing's fault. Oh, let me.
We are live.
We are live. Coming from Los Angeles, your bros gone wild. Woo!
Jeez.
Oh, and just like that, we're live.
Oh my goodness.
Gentlemen, Monday morning. Gobble gobble, gobble gobble.
Yeah, gobble gobble. We have Thanksgiving coming up.
Thanksgiving to you all. Jonah, you were saying it's your favorite holiday.
I think so.
Pretty
Really?
bold.
Why is that?
Great food, just good vibes. Nothing. It's not like an all-day thing.
I feel the vibes. Dude.
It's not an all-day thing. Like Christmas, you gotta wake up, open presents, and you kind of gotta wait around. And then your family comes over. Thanksgiving, you get to sleep in, do whatever. I don't get to sleep in. But most people sleep in.
For Thanksgiving, you don't
Jonah referring to his race.
Yes. Yeah, why don't you get to sleep in?
I got a road
his
race.
5K. His
road race.
His race for his life.
Turkey trot.
Turkey trot.
Yeah.
Detroit.
That's cool.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Fourth year in a row. Love going. Hate running.
Yeah.
Love going.
I went once. It was awesome. It was super cool.
Was it really?
Oh, yeah.
A ton of people down there. That's
because
like it's kind of where you go down there. I kind of get nervous as in how they
I know
keep that place safe.
I know exactly
all
what
those
you
people.
mean. There's a lot of people in a small
Makes you
place.
Mm-hmm.
You got to
This
keep your head
day
on a
and age.
swivel.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's aren't there the blimps out everywhere too, like with the animals?
That's the parade. They
The
do
parade.
the parade after the turkey
My
trot.
mom loves to watch the parade on TV.
Yeah.
I'm always like, what?
The
Why?
Detroit one or the Macy's Day?
All of them.
It's kind of a mom
She's
thing.
a parade person. It's
My
a
mom
very
loves it,
mom
seriously.
thing to do.
Yeah.
I feel you on that.
Talk every year about staying after the turkey trot for the parade. Never done that.
So what
This will be my
time?
4th year.
What time does that turkey trot kick off in the morning then? What time does the gun go when you guys are
What
off to the
time does the
races?
race start?
Yeah, when you're off to the races.
You got to get up early for that.
I don't remember. I'm staying in Detroit Wednesday night, which will help.
Oh, nice.
Are you gonna take the Tramic thing over?
Q line.
Q line?
Oh, jeez. Probably not. Because they tailgate somewhere off of...
The
I
old
don't
turkey
think so.
trot tailgate.
But yeah, no, so
That's pretty intense.
Jonah putting a few back before he
Holy
gets on the
cow.
line.
not that kind of tailgate.
Oh,
Jonah takes
I'm
the
not getting
blocks.
hammered.
Jonah takes the blocks, just hammering.
gosh, I thought you guys were serious. People actually were throwing them back.
I mean, there's some people drinking that early.
Oh, wow. Really?
Where I'm at, nobody's getting bombed. Like, there might be a Bloody Mary or two going around.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there are people that go for a drinking event and stay and go to the Lions game at 1 o'clock. That's what a lot of people do. So they'll start pre-gaming
I've definitely
before
heard
the
of that.
turkey trot.
That's one thing I really want to do eventually is go to a Lions game on Thanksgiving.
I would love to.
I've
Pretty
done that.
legendary. You have done
I
it?
think I've done it like 2 or 3
Did you
times.
see them win or did they lose?
They lost every single time. Usually,
Unless you've gone in recent, like in the past
No, that's
3
very
4
fair.
years, they probably lost.
I haven't been to many Lions games where they won. Back when we had season tickets, my family.
You
they
had
were-
season tickets?
Yeah,
dude?
it was pretty
Wow.
shitty. But
I've been to the Lions game like twice.
really,
I've been in there 4 times now.
it's fun.
2 for the state championship.
Yeah.
You gonna go on Saturday?
Maybe.
Shout out to
I'm gonna-
Clarkston football.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see. Speaking of
Guys.
Nice.
yeah, I don't know. I might. I'm gonna see what my family's doing. I might be. I don't know if I'll be in Holland then or what.
Oh,
I
that's
don't know
right, I
how
forgot
long
you
I'm
were
staying there, but we'll see. It's exciting though.
Yeah.
They didn't expect to make it, did they? To the state championship.
I didn't expect them to make it.
I guess that makes sense. But
Clarkson Sports has had a great run the last couple years. Not just the
it's
main
pretty
ones either.
impressive.
I hear a lot of our sports that don't get as much recognition actually do really well too, which is too bad.
A lot of them do, yeah.
Yeah. But that's pretty cool. It's crazy because we got to go twice. We got to watch them compete twice, junior
Yeah.
year and senior year. Not many people get to do it once, let alone twice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Poll?
absolutely. What's
Yeah.
the poll? Sorry,
No,
we had
you're
a little
alright.
technical difficulty.
Cool.
Were we
The-
recording?
Figure it out. I'll tell you.
We'll
after.
figure it out later.
Yeah, I'll tell you after.
Okay. So, which show do you like better? 23% of people said the first option, which was American Idol, and 77% of people said America's Got Talent.
No, I think we should probably. When I think of American Idol, I think of American Idol of 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
In its
Yeah.
heyday.
In
Not
both
now.
of their primes.
I don't even know. Is it out now?
Respectively.
They actually have American Idol now?
They got canceled, but I think they just got picked up again.
No kidding.
Really?
I believe
The
so.
revamp.
I'm not positive,
The
but I'm pretty
comeback.
sure. Having said that, America's Got Talent.
I'm so shocked. I would never expect Jonah.
It's just such a variety show. I can watch it
No,
and
totally.
see everything from great singing, which I can see on American Idol. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to knock
Yeah.
American Idol's a good show,
Right.
but America's Got Talent, I can see everything in like a lot of acts that I've never seen before.
The reason I voted American Idol
Nice.
was because I've never actively watched America's Got Talent. Whereas when I was in 5th grade, that was actually some hot stuff, and we
Definitely.
get to elementary school, and everybody would be talking about it. And American Idol kind of reinvented the wheel when it came to singing shows, because they were kind of basically the first one to have judges sitting out
Yeah,
and
for sure.
telling you right after. They kind of opened everything up to that. And yes, I think if both of them were coming out at the same time, I think America's Got Talent would have done a lot better. But in terms of revolutionary,
Yeah.
and my personally,
They definitely paved the way.
I feel like American Idol had that presence where people almost fell in love with the judges too. People loved the Randy and the Simon being a dick and whatever. I know that it's like that with America's Got Talent too, I'm sure, but more
I feel like
so.
it's not as much.
Right, more so with American Idol than America's Got Talent.
absolutely.
So
I feel like American Idol's produced the biggest stars too.
yeah,
There's some
more
top
than
people.
more than any other show.
It's a good point.
Like Carrie Underwood, Kelly Clarkson.
What's your
Fantasia.
what's
Fantasia.
your girl that just is
Oh gosh.
Oh, Grace Vanderbilt.
Grace Vanderwall?
That's America's
Oh,
Got Talent.
my
I see her. Yeah, I see her on
Oh,
my
she's
Spotify.
cute,
She is. Yeah. Her music's not that bad.
No,
If
I
I'm
like
pretty
it.
sad,
catchy.
it's nice to turn on. Everything's emotional, and it's weird. In the back of my mind, I'm picturing her like 12-year-old self
Yeah, I
singing
listen
this,
to it, and I'm like,
it's
how
just
could
how are
she-
you this deep in my mind already? You're 12 years old.
Seriously, she's so emotionally advanced. It seems like
It's
her
hurting.
lyrics. Yeah, Jonah's kind of showed me some of her shit, and I don't know. It is deep.
Yeah, I liked her a lot though on America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have seen those without your guidance. So thank you.
You're very
Thanks for
welcome.
your guidance, Jonah.
Very welcome. I like to.
I was recently watching these as part of the Elon Musk coming out of his new vehicles. So he has a truck coming out and a new sports car coming out. And so basically he had his event that took place, and it's almost like an Apple keynote kind of thing where everybody's kind of waiting for his reveal. And so he drives these trucks up to the event, and everyone's cheering as he gets out of the trucks. It's kind of funny. But turns out these trucks, so this is the one of the first, there is another competing one, but it doesn't go as far, full electric truck. And so it has a 500-mile range. He argues that it won't break down for 1 million miles. And it's just this very impressive truck. And it takes 30 minutes to charge 400 miles with the speed thing. And even the brakes, because it takes a lot of energy to stop a truck.
Yeah.
And the brakes, he said, will never run out because they're constantly just fueling the battery. So your brakes, you'll never have to replace them. They're there forever. And it was a really cool truck. And I was very engaged with the truck, but I guess no one really cared about that. And in reality, they cared about the sports car that he's announcing. And it's called the Roadster. It's the 2nd generation Roadster. And so this car is $200,000, and you can only buy it actually until 2020, so it's not nearly as exciting. And they came out with 1,000 right now, though, that you can buy for $250,000, which doesn't seem that bad.
Yeah, go ahead,
to have it
Josh.
like 3 years early is like only $50,000 more. But it's so it goes 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds.
That's not even that fast.
And so this is faster than any current production car out right now. And this is an electric car. And the only one to compete with that is a hybrid Porsche 918 Spyder, is the current king of 0 to 60 with 2.2. So it's 0.3 faster.
It's fully electric?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it can, on a single charge, it goes 620 miles. And actually has 3 motors inside of this.
That's incredible.
1 motor in the front powering the 2 wheels, 2 motors in the back for each wheel. And actually you can fit 4 people in this sports car.
That's incredible.
It looks unbelievable.
Now, going back to the truck real quick, does that look like a normal pickup truck?
Yes, but badass. Like Tesla-ized.
So he's gonna release this under Tesla. That's his. I didn't know if he was working with
like
somebody
trucking
else.
companies would buy this.
Gotcha.
And another interesting part about that is, I guess Tesla is saying they're going a lot against their autopilot, and they're getting like almost attacked by the National Traffic Safety Board, because in 2016 they killed this guy Joshua Brown in Florida, and his mom. Just listen, I don't mean to laugh, but
Oh my gosh.
listen to this. He died in a brown Model S, going 74 miles an hour into the back of a truck. I'm sorry the way you're looking at me, but dude, holy crap, that scares the hell out of me.
Have you heard what happened?
No, not completely. I was reading a little bit into it.
If it's the same story, I think of Tesla isn't 100% liable for that death.
No,
because he misused it. I'm pretty sure he climbed in the back seat and took a nap while it was driving.
Because
down
I
the
know
road.
his family's
And you're
not
not
saying, they're not trying to fight it and get against Tesla or anything. They're kind of saying
Right.
it wasn't their fault.
He misused the technology.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be, I'm pretty sure, as if you were driving down the highway and you kick it on and you sit there and just kind of, you're not driving, but you're still paying attention. And it's supposed to be used on like good conditions, and you're not supposed to do it in heavy traffic. I don't think. I'm not quite sure on what it's supposed to be.
Totally.
And he got on the highway, put it in auto control,
He's
and
going 75
fell asleep.
and there's 74 and a 65 mile an hour road too.
I was under the impression
That as well.
I was under the impression these self-driving cars were for that purpose, though. Are they just not there yet?
No.
So it's not fully automated.
There's
Okay.
some companies that are going fully automated.
Yeah.
The Tesla was just trying out an autopilot feature that isn't.
They consider it
100%.
enhanced autopilot. That's what they refer to
Gotcha.
it as. It's not full autopilot. It's enhanced as
Pay attention.
It's almost there.
Yeah. You still have to pay attention.
They're kind of, master that before.
And what's cool though is Tesla's kind of saying to this new truck that you still got to be in front of the wheel. It can't be this do whatever you want while it's driving on the road. And I guess the truck people are loving how because he was more pushing towards, until these accidents were happening, he was pushing towards do whatever you want while it's driving, in a way. And now he's kind of taking that back a little bit and saying, don't 100% trust these with your life. And I guess all these truck industries are super happy about it, because potentially if they say you don't have to have a lot of experience and this thing can get you wherever you want, then
that's dangerous.
Truck company and yeah, people lose jobs, and these truck drivers are losing jobs because it's getting closer and closer to the point where they won't need them anymore. And they were happy that he was still saying there needs to be someone there. That's kind of what I'm getting at.
500 miles right for the truck. That's the
on charge.
That's impressive.
That is very good.
30 minutes for 400
for a heavy truck, a full truck, a normal trucking thing.
That's a big piece of machinery.
I agree.
Wow, good for Elon.
And I guess they're not going into production until 2019.
Okay, so you can't buy either of those.
Not yet.
Oh, so next year you can get it for the extra $50,000, right?
Just the sports car?
The 1,000 pre-release sports cars.
Wow. You gonna try and get one of those? Invest in a Tesla?
Might have to. Oh, listen to this as well. He was sitting there on his keynote speech, and he goes, I'm not going to tell you exactly how fast this car can go, but it's over 250 miles an hour. So this is a sports car. And currently, the record for top speed for a production car is the German name Kornsig Agria RS, which reached a speed of 277.87 miles an hour in Nevada.
So unsafe.
That's scary.
In Nevada, of all places. God
I might have a panic attack if I'm in a car going 277 down the road.
0 to 100 miles an hour in 4.2 seconds. It's just unbelievable. Could you imagine sitting in a car like that?
No.
I hope I'm never in that position. That sounds terrible.
Yeah. It's just wild.
Should we talk a little bit of Manson and the current events?
Yeah, go ahead.
So
the serial killer, or the serial
kind
organizer.
Yeah.
Mastermind.
Right. So for those who don't know, big news actually. Charles Manson died in prison today from natural causes. Wasn't getting out.
I actually didn't know that.
What else? So I'll go over a little bit about him. He created the Manson family, which was a cult, and he believed in the term helter skelter, which was basically a term for an apocalyptic race war, is how it was described. And he was trying to get to this apocalyptic race war and sort of bring it to society, because that's what was supposed to happen, according to him. And he ordered multiple killings, over, I think, 9 or 10 people in total that he was sort of responsible for. And he tried to assassinate Gerald Ford when he was in office for the presidency.
Dang.
So this guy has a hell of a resume. And he murdered a woman named Sharon Tate, who was a famous aspiring movie actress. And Sharon, yeah.
Sherry.
And she was kind of his claim to fame because she was up and coming and he took her out, and she actually was pregnant. So his entire time in prison, he had to be accommodated for all of that. And they think that he's lucky he lived to be as long as he did, because he should have died in prison a long time ago by someone killing him or beating his ass because he killed a pregnant woman. So yeah,
wow,
one of the most infamous cult, serial, responsible killers, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, wasn't he doing all these crimes like San Francisco or
it was in
California?
It was in LA.
In LA.
Mm-hmm.
The show, the Mindhunter show, looks at all this, and it was going on not too long after they caught Charles Manson, and apparently in these LA police sinks, whatever the station, if you mention Charles Manson, all of them gave you this dirty look, like we don't. Everybody hates Charles Manson. When that was happening, everybody hated him with all their guts, and it's just wild because people today don't really even know who that is. And I mean, it's just kind of crazy that you could have this hatred back then, and everybody in the whole country basically knows who this guy is, and then it just goes away. And,
he was
it's a wild transition.
Yeah, Well, when you're an evil mastermind like that, you should kind of expect that if you get caught.
Absolutely.
Whatever. So, but yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's
How old did he live till?
He was 83 or 84.
83, I think.
83.
And apparently, even though he had special accommodations throughout his entire life while he was in prison, there was one instance where somebody poured paint thinner on him and set him on fire, trying to kill him. Just people did not like the guy because of what he did, obviously. So, yeah, pretty crazy. It's a harsh way to live.
It is.
Yeah.
It's just desperate. It's dire.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a little dark. Didn't mean to get that dark.
Do you guys remember when there was a shooting in San Bernardino, and the FBI couldn't get into the guy's phone, and so they basically subpoenaed Apple to get into his phone, and they wouldn't do it? Damn near the same thing's happening right now. So the guy who shot the shooting at the church in
Texas.
in San Antonio, they can't get into his phone, so they subpoenaed the FBI. Subpoenaed Apple. I'm having trouble speaking. To unlock his phone and get into his iCloud. And they said under certain circumstances they'll go into the iCloud, but they won't open his phone, so they might be in court all over again about it.
Wow.
Took me a long time to get to that point.
So
What was the resolution last time? Apple won?
So
That,
the FBI cracked it.
Oh.
So it became a knowledge.
Holy shit, dude.
we got it.
It just, yeah, exactly. All of a sudden one day they got it and it just went away.
Interesting.
Can you
I
imagine-
wonder if they got his thumbprint somehow or something. Or
Apparently Apple said that like there's a 48-hour time period where like they could have used his fingerprint, I think.
whoa. Or you know how we were talking about 40,000 people? They
Yeah.
just had
Oh my god.
countless people.
All right, line up.
All right, let's get 40,000. They're in
wild.
this silver dome, just
When they finally got it, can you imagine?
yeah, the party in the office.
They're probably just like,
John, you are a legend.
God.
You are gonna be the king around here for
The
a while.
champagne was
You're
flowing.
just getting high fives to everybody. You got a cake with your face on it, John, and he's got his thumb up.
Yeah, FBI was hungover the next day at work for sure. Whoever handled
Late
that.
night at the precinct.
Dang.
Oh.
Do you guys think Apple should unlock the phone?
You know, maybe. I don't know. Your stance on this is like a butthole.
So
everyone
my
has one.
understanding, my full understanding is the police can't get into your phone unless they have a warrant, right? But does that have to?
So this is what they're fighting, is they're giving Apple a warrant basically to unlock the phone.
It is in black and white.
And Apple's saying no.
Can't if you get pulled over and the police goes, show me your phone if you were texting, you can say no and say you need a warrant. But can they ever get a warrant?
They could get a warrant for your phone records from the phone company.
Okay.
There's a lot of
They don't have to go through Apple for that.
Yeah, but to break in and see.
But if I'm taking notes on my phone,
yeah, okay, that's what they
would have
can't
to.
show.
They would have to get into my phone for that.
But they gave them the iCloud storage, right? Is that what you just said?
They're gonna give them the iCloud. They said
Maybe
if they get a
that'll-
warrant, they'll give them the iCloud. But the iCloud
Never
doesn't-
putting anything in the cloud anymore.
But the cloud doesn't show everything.
Yeah,
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
If he didn't back up his phone recently, if he didn't hook his phone up to the cloud.
Send it to the cloud.
It really isn't clear cut. Every scenario is different.
Yeah.
What people can and can't do as far as what powers the police have and stuff. So it gets messy.
It's very messy.
We just saw. I was talking to Denny. There's viral body cam footage of that police officer in, I want to say Texas, was planting cocaine on somebody that they pulled over.
You showed me that.
That's insane.
Yeah, how crazy
it
is that?
was messed up.
And the only reason he got caught was because he didn't know it recorded 30 seconds prior to when you click record.
Did I ever show you the new Baltimore police officers?
Planted the pills in the trash.
Yeah,
behind the house?
I was watching this. I'm pretty sure I showed you guys.
Oh, maybe, I think that might be the one I'm thinking of then.
Where they literally walk and put these pills under here. They're laughing. And
hey, look.
And then you see him put his hand on there,
Yep.
and he walks in, and it's a good mechanism because you're not going to be able to hit record right when something happens. But if you, and yeah, they ended up turning it on, and then you could see the footage previous that they were laughing about it, and then they're looking through their stuff. Oh, hey,
look.
here we go, and let's go grab them.
That's insane that somebody would do that.
Scares.
I've seen multiple videos of it. Yeah.
What's the motive?
Personal issues, maybe. Who knows? Personal views. Because it was a black. Everyone's making it a race thing because it was a black suspect.
It kind of is a race thing.
It is, yeah. In a lot of instances, it is. But sad.
It's tough.
Yeah, it is.
The whole race issues. I mean, I was listening to more intelligent people talk about this, but the whole race issues is just this back and forth weird thing that's going on, and it sucks.
Yeah, it's getting old.
It's this sense that people that feel they're getting this race against them almost want to say, like, I don't know. I'm not gonna be able to describe this well enough, and so I guess I don't even want to go there. But it's just sad that it's because I would love to see it where everybody was treated equally, but we're not in a world that would even allow that almost.
No, it
doesn't
happen.
In a weird way, the people that are getting these racist things towards them almost want that or need that or whatever that might be. I mean, there's black communities that say no, we need this help, and because this is this race thing, it's segregated to these.
That sounds more of like affirmative action. And
I don't know. I was listening to, like I said, more intelligent people talk about it, and it's just it's a tough thing to handle, and like
it's hard because you don't know it's hard to approach. How do you?
Yeah.
Move, like, how do you get forward from that? I don't know. We'll move on.
It's just it's a bummer it's occurring, but it's a weird thing to handle on top of that. Yeah. Do you guys enjoy doing sauna? I mean, I know it's getting cold outside. I love getting in a sauna.
I prefer the steam room over sauna, but yes, I do.
Are you a big sauna person?
I don't know what I am. I don't know. I'm both, but I don't know what I am over the other one. I think I might be sauna over steam room slightly.
Well, the only thing I love, if I had to choose between the two, I'd probably take this. I guess
that's hard.
That's
a tough
point,
one.
But
it should have been a pull.
You sweat more in the steam room. It still can be a pull.
Yeah, you definitely sweat more in a steam room. But sauna is a whole different experience.
Do you sweat more, or is it just there's more moisture in there and it sticks to you?
No, I guess
it feels
that's
like
true.
You're sweating more.
All I know is more precipitation is falling from my body.
Yeah,
when I'm in a steam room.
I get all oils out of me when I'm in a steam room.
Soaking wet.
I do like the eucalyptus oil in the steam room. It gives it that
get that kind of
smell. Open up the
You feel like it's good for your skin.
Oh, it feels phenomenal.
Has to be.
Has to.
Going on that though, they found there was a study recently done by this Dr. Zaccardi.
You gonna ruin it for us?
And this new study finds that regular sauna use could almost halve men's risk of developing high blood pressure.
Half
would cut their risk in half.
It's interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, 75 million U.S. adults have high blood pressure in the United States. Which is the biggest, is the most widespread chronic disease basically throughout the United States.
Now, what do you think the correlation is there? You're sweating and you're releasing more toxins, therefore lowers blood pressure?
And, I mean, there's science behind it where the sauna, I think it might open up your arteries and just open
everything up almost.
Yeah, it actually expands your blood pressure, so it moves easily throughout your body compared to when you're cold or whatever that might be. And they found out as well that it depends on how many sauna sessions you do in terms of whether you do one session per week. They tested it where they did no one. They did one session per week. They did 3 sessions, and then they did 4 to 5 sessions. And they found that 4 to 5, here, I'll go through it. One sauna session, 2 to 3 sessions were found to have 24% lower risk. One session a week is paired with the 24%, and then 43% for if you do 5 to 6.
So the more you use?
So the more you do it, the better is what I was getting at.
Sauna a day keeps the doctor away, boys.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Sheesh.
Kind of interesting. And I don't know. Makes me wanna do flotation tanks too.
That makes you want to do flotation tanks?
Yeah, just that whole isolating.
I don't see
to see the correlation.
That whole isolating your body. Well, all I'm getting at is the self-help body thing.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
you're
in
sitting
that
in a
way.
sauna, you're sitting in an isolation tank. What are the cold pods called?
Oh shit, they have that.
Do you know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
like a ice bath. Is it like similar to that sort of?
Not a clue.
The
You don't know
same
what I'm talking
science,
about?
probably.
Nope, I don't know what you're talking about, but ice baths are
It's like a hypothermic chamber or whatever those are called. I kind of forget. Hyperbaric chamber. I don't know.
meat freezers.
Good one.
Do you think the steam room would have the same effect as a sauna if you were to do it 4 to 5, just because it's that spike in temperature?
I bet it would be very similar.
Probably. I bet it'd be similar, yeah. You would think.
There you go.
I wonder how long you have to do it too. In those, I don't know, those blood pressure studies or this study of this crap, they're always a little iffy to me. Just because
there are more correlations,
there's a lot of
correlation
factors to
doesn't mean
lowering
causation.
blood pressure. I
There's
mean,
hidden
maybe when these
variables.
people were doing this study, they said, "I'm gonna clean up my eating a little
Yeah.
bit more too. I'm not gonna have as
If you're
much
going to the
pop."
sauna, you might be going to the gym.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're gonna be drinking more water. All
For
that
sure.
stuff kind of works with each other. So yeah, this is better. But I think there's a lot more on top of that. But I was looking up the history of flotation tanks in class recently, and it was just talking about how they started in 1954, and this guy was trying to figure it out, and after 10 years of experimenting, and he never taken any psychoactive substances, and he did this during an age where LSD was kind of coming out, so people were curious if this is what he was creating this sensory deprivation tank for, and turns out he never did it, but he tried floating with a combination of psychedelic agents and LSD, and so he actually floated in these chemicals, and then that's when he knew that this needed to be, other people needed to try this out. And so actually in the 1980s they thought it was going to be a huge industry, but that was also when AIDS was kind of becoming a huge problem.
Mhm.
Like that was just becoming this very big concern, and people weren't sure if I get in this water, will I potentially attract AIDS? So they were coming out with all these flotation tanks, and it was planned to be this big thing then, but it got pushed off partially because they figured out that no one really wanted to do that. And so then it wasn't until about 2013 where floating got really popular in Europe, and it kind of started spreading here, and then next thing you know, it grew in San Francisco, and a low-end tank would be about 10 grand, $70 to get into a session, and yeah. It's pretty cool because we have one of them just down the road.
And that is an actual
Vitality or Pure Vitality.
That's legit. Have you looked into it? Do you know?
It's $50 to go
So, what
for the entrance fee.
what is it?
What is a sensory deprivation tank?
What is
What's it consist of?
So
like what do you go in there? You laying in like a liquid that is less dense than you.
yeah, so it's very salty water.
You're less dense, so you
You
float
can't tell, but you float. You float perfectly.
without any effort.
Without
you
any
just lay
effort.
there and you're floating.
And you can either have a light on while you're laying in there, or you can turn the light off, and it's maybe like a blue tint. And people always say it feels like you're flying in space, or you're flying, just because there's your whole body is weightless as you lay in it. It's a very comfortable. I would say it's almost as big as a hot tub. Like it's a big thing, and there's plenty of room to lay. You can move around it even a little bit. It's nothing cramped or anything, but you just basically get in this tank, and it's a way to meditate and a way to let your mind not think about anything for a little bit. And they say that the effortless feel that you get while laying, because you can spread your body and not be touching anything, and since it just feels like you're floating. And so people go in there with problems. They go in there. Joe Rogan always talks about how he goes in thinking about comedy and thinking about maybe one of his bits, and then he comes out of the tank. He doesn't come out of the tank until he gets a further angle on it. Or there's all sorts of practices that say how much it can help you.
Now, what if somebody were to go in there and fall asleep and roll over?
Dude, they would wake up. I mean,
If I'm sitting
you're not gonna just drown.
I'm saying
it's like
it's a
ankle.
very good potential to happen. I mean, if I'm laying there floating, you ever laid in like at the end of a yoga class in Savasana and fall asleep?
Yeah.
Yeah. What if I'm doing that? I'm laying in the float tank and I fall asleep and I roll over and I'm face down.
It floats your head out of the water. Dude, it's not gonna happen. You're not gonna just sit there and drown.
Is there?
I'm telling you, I think it's an honest risk.
Is there a panic button for people who are like tripping out in there?
You can just open it up. You can just push open the
Okay.
top and you're out.
Gotcha. Because people trip out in
there's
those
like
things,
something,
right?
They like pull it over you. I thought you were in a big open room in a hot tub.
I guess
No,
I'm
no.
having a hard time grasping it a little bit too.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm like,
It's
no,
literally
okay.
a pod. It's almost like you're getting in,
Like
ready to go
Avatar?
into.
Like Avatar.
No, not that tight though. Is what I'm getting at. It's almost like a hot tub that has a lid, but you can lay
Hot
down
tubs do
in the
have a
hot
lid.
tub. I know, but
No, but I seriously. But if you would have space above and it, never mind. Okay.
no, I'm trying
Like
to.
a hot tub.
So it's almost like a rounded pod in
With
a
a
way,
dome
like
over
you're
it.
laying in Avatar, but it's very roomy.
Okay. Yeah, hot tub with a dome over it is what I'm gonna. envision.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hot tub with
Makes
a dome.
more sense because a hot tub does have a top, but geez,
It's
if
not
you're
like
laying
that
there, it's
stiff.
right.
It's round. Yeah, it's a dome.
And I don't have much knowledge on the things, but people, do they have good, bad experiences in them? Can you?
I've really
can it
only
go
heard
south?
good. But
okay.
I mean, you're just in there and you're relaxing.
I'm telling you, somebody has to have died in one of those.
I wouldn't be that shocked.
I'm telling. It would be so easy to fall asleep. This is the most like peaceful position. Like you're literally floating.
I'm not denying that at all. I agree.
I would go in there and fall asleep if I got a little too.
Yeah, you
meditative.
do fall asleep, but you're not gonna drown.
You don't move when you sleep. Like I sleep on my stomach, dude. I fall asleep in the
Oh,
room.
man.
Okay.
I sleep on my stomach.
Since many people don't normally sleep on their back, they would prefer to roll over in these tanks.
On the side.
If you're going in there.
That's right.
So a lot of
However, the buoyancy and density caused by the Epsom salt in float tanks makes it very difficult to turn over. So those fears are unfound.
Okay.
it's full of Epsom salt.
My question is answered.
It doesn't happen.
My question is
It
answered.
makes it almost impossible to really happen.
Alrighty.
And Epsom salt's great for you too. That sounds just like a great experience. It's really good for you.
I really want to do it soon. I'm almost kind of, because it was a warm room, it's a very vibey place, and I'm almost waiting for it to get a little snow on the ground, get a little stress from the snow, hurts my eyes, kind of have a little headache when I go in there, and just let it all out.
You have plans to attempt it soon?
Yeah, very soon, I think.
I'm actually shocked you haven't yet.
I know, it's pretty expensive. I mean, we're
Yeah.
on a budget.
Falling on a budget, baby.
But
I read something about earthquakes and how in 2018 we could see the most earthquakes over a magnitude 7 that we've seen in 30 years.
the old Mag 7.
So what they're saying is that about every 30 years this happens where there's like an increased risk of earthquakes because the Earth's rotation around its own axis does not stay constant. So we've slightly been slowing down the rotation of the Earth, but the inner mantle does not slow at the same rate. So the outside crust and the inner mantle moving at two different
Different
speeds, and so it's going to cause this big tectonic, like, what was the word I used? Tension, and it's just going to earthquakes.
But we're okay. That's only. Where's the closest tectonic boundary or whatever they call that to Michigan?
Probably California.
Really?
I don't know.
I think that might be right. In
That's
terms
the
of,
closest, really.
I mean, there's maybe, yeah.
Maybe
I'm pretty sure we're right on the middle of a big one.
Like, we're
big
sitting
guy.
a
pretty
big
dude.
slab
A
of
big guy.
land.
We got a lot of plate under us.
We got some.
Some great
Hella
China.
But they're saying, I mean, if there's a magnitude 8, 9 in Cali, I mean, we would feel it.
Oh yeah, didn't we have an earthquake not too long ago that we were supposed to? If you were in a tall building, you would have felt.
I remember
Yeah, a
talking
couple
about
years
that.
ago,
A
right?
couple years, yeah,
But-
not too long ago.
Unfortunately,
I didn't feel it.
It'd be
Because of sleep.
insane. Apparently, people have experienced it, just say it's incredible. Like the Earth just starts violently.
Literally?
Just.
There's been
like the scariest.
There's been
it's
stories.
The scariest natural disaster in the world.
There's been stories where people will experience it, an insane one, and they will say, "I will never go through something like that ever again in my life. I am living wherever I need to live, so that will never happen."
It's like the scariest.
Some people do not take it well. It's a
How could you?
thing.
The whole Earth is getting ripped and moved underneath you.
Well, some people say, "Kids, get your stuff. We are not living here anymore. This is over. We're out of here."
That is serious.
Like, some people just do not handle that kind of scare well.
Think about it. The Earth shaking so hard that houses and buildings just topple onto themselves.
Like, to
it's
sit
shaking
here-
that violently to where your house will implode.
Oh my
damn near.
gosh.
I mean, in a way, we're kind of relying on this Earth to be stable all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't even necessarily cross your mind that it could be moving under you. But when people say when that happens to you, when you're found in that situation, it's like nothing you've ever experienced. In terms of you're so reliant on it being so stable, and the one it's always there for you. It's your fallback.
You're told
And it's out of nowhere.
And
Hurricane you can see coming.
Yeah, you know it's. They might never. No,
the
no,
ground. The ground is not supposed to move.
There's no warning.
The ground is not supposed to move. When
There's
you're standing,
very little things in this world that are always going to be there for you.
and the ground
is on that
Seriously.
list.
Dude, the saying 10 toes down, people like seriously live by that because okay,
Yeah.
you're on the ground like
And when
that
that
shit
is
starts
being
moving.
questioned,
Yeah, that's serious.
That's not something you gotta play around
Pretty
with.
sure Ali's been through an earthquake.
I think you're right.
He talks about it.
Oh, yeah.
It's insane.
Jeez Louise. Well,
That stuff causes tsunamis and
I know.
oh yeah, there was a tsunami when we were in 2nd or 3rd grade.
the bad one in Japan.
Might have been Japan.
It was Japan.
That was that
one
long ago?
No, it wasn't that long ago.
Those were the.
Oh.
We had one when we were in middle school or high school.
That was Japan. That had to do with
the
nuclear
nuclear power plant.
meltdown. Scary stuff.
Dang.
Tsunamis are incredible.
It is incredible.
Tsunamis are
Well,
insane.
what's crazy
See,
too?
A couple 100-foot
Wave.
wall of
Well,
water.
don't they come with a lot of waves too? Where this big wave comes, but then the pickup from that wave, does that create more, or is it just basically the one wave that plows?
Either way,
I think it's more than just one big wave, but there is one massive wave that does a lot of destruction.
Dude, that would be
No.
a sight.
It floods like miles onto land.
What's weird too is technically it could be a beautiful day out in this
oh
wave.
yeah.
It could be a sunny, not a cloud in the sky. Whereas a lot of those natural disasters, it has to be kind of crappy out.
Yeah,
And,
for sure.
but this could be, you could be laying out in the sun and this wave could hit you.
No warning.
No warning.
Well, usually
Well, I'm
we
not
have
saying no warning. I'm saying
Yeah.
that it could seem like nothing's gonna happen and then it happens in
Yeah.
snap finger, which I guess is kind of earthquake, but just this place is wild. Was I telling you about how they found a similar Earth around a red moon?
Yeah, did we not talk about that in the
Recently.
podcast? Because I
don't
read that
think
article.
we did. I read the article too.
Go ahead.
There's a. Do you remember a lot of the details?
I remember some. Go ahead. I'll fill you in what you miss.
So there's a moon. I think they considered it a moon. It was not a moon. I guess not. Just a smaller solar
A sister planet or
a
something.
smaller sun that's only, I want to say, 7 light years away.
It's a dying star, so it's like a red star.
A red
We're
star.
we're
that's
talking
what it
other
is.
galaxy, not.
No. This is 11 light years away,
Oh, okay.
11 light years. That's
Okay.
and there's a planet that's slightly smaller in mass than Earth, but they think could be very similar to Earth.
In terms of heat, in terms of all that kind
Life?
of stuff.
Yeah, and similar light.
I don't know if I don't think there's water on this thing, or there is any human existence, or not human existence, but like living existence on this planet. But I think
It's
what they're
happening.
saying is if we were on it, it would almost be pretty similar to what we have now.
Potentially.
Potentially,
So,
if we build it up to
One
be.
thing that I saw, I think, was the pressure is a lot higher there.
Interesting. So we'd be
Which would
Avatar, the
It
mask.
should be hard to. How
Live,
do we go
breathe.
about that?
Have you guys ever?
I don't know if you would. I don't think that's something you can alter,
No,
can you?
There's not much you can do with pressure, dude. That's just gonna crush
Mm-hmm.
you.
That's gonna be a problem for smarter people to
That'll
figure
crush
out.
But they said the two solar systems are like coming together. So within 30 years, I'm sorry, not 30 years.
I was gonna say that is not long.
Within a few thousand years. So, dude,
Like my kids are gonna see the two.
I might even
it's gonna
see
it's
it.
gonna be the closest star to our planet
Wow.
because they're
That's
moving
kinda-
toward each other because everything's always moving in space. Space is always expanding.
I don't even want to get into that
Solar
topic.
systems and
Did you guys see that we had something from an interstellar object fly by Earth
I saw the
from
headline.
another galaxy?
The only thing that stuck out was the word interstellar. And I go, Josh might damn near cover this in the podcast. And sure
That's
enough.
so funny. Yeah, so it was an asteroid, a dark and reddish, similar to objects from the outer solar system. It doesn't have any gas or dust around it. Like comets have the gas that's kind of, it doesn't have any of that. And it was stretched, long and skinny, and kind of looks like this black obsidian arrow in a way, flying. And apparently they were saying, so the way our galaxy was originally created was potentially this boom that somehow happened, a black hole collapsed and brings in our galaxy. I'm kind of confused how that all works, but in general, they talk about this massive explosion, and some stuff gets in the rotation of around this Earth or around the sun, but some stuff gets tossed out of there. And so it's something that got tossed out of one of those original explosions and is just moving at light speed. But apparently this one is for some reason really slow. And
Well, really slow is still hauling ass.
well, yeah, and they even said now currently it's already 124 million miles from Earth, and it's zooming away at 85,700 miles an hour. It passed Mars orbit on November 1st, and I guess it'll reach Jupiter's orbit sometime in 2018. That's extremely general.
No, but in space terms, that thing is going incredibly slow.
Just could you imagine the?
Well, yeah, in space terms, that's slow, but that is still hauling ass
Yeah.
through outer space.
And but what's cool, exciting too, is I guess this stuff is becoming a lot more feasible for us to be able to see, just because we've been getting better and better with our telescope technology. And this one was spotted in Hawaii, in one of the scopes in Hawaii.
the stuff with that is it's hard to see because they're not in any orbit around any sun, so there's no light on them.
That's right,
So they're
yeah.
just out in the dark.
It's
Yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah, and they even said it shined a certain light. It hit perfectly. It was in the perfect spot so that the sun shined off the Earth in a way that lit it up barely, and we got a glimpse of it. But just kind of wild.
Hey?
I mean, it's pretty cool. They called it this crazy name that I'm not even gonna try. Amumawa. But I mean, weren't you flipping off the live stream earlier?
Yeah, I
Weren't
was.
you doing that?
Yeah, why?
Our professor was talking about where flipping people off originated from.
Oh, really?
Did you guys know this history?
No.
So, English bowmen, back when English and French were big rivals in some time period, I don't know that part, but English bowmen, the French was a superior army to the British. What they were very superior in their bow, but the only thing, I guess, there was these English bowmen that could that they had longer arrow length than the French did, and this was of great concern to them because they could be further away and take out their soldiers, and they hated these English bowmen. But I guess there wasn't many that could do it, and it was a certain bow, whatever that might have been. And so whenever they actually captured these English bowmen, the French, they would always cut their middle fingers off so that they couldn't shoot their bows anymore, and that was the sense of stopping them. So whenever the English were around the French to say, they would go, screw you guys, I still got my middle finger. And that was how that originated.
Dude.
So they would flip them off as a way to mock them and say, I still got it, you haven't caught me. That kind of.
That is awesome.
Isn't that pretty?
Interesting.
Isn't that cool?
Never in a million years would I have guessed that, but that is super cool.
Yeah. Old Bowman. Going back to my Arrow days. I miss it, I tell you.
When I'm a grandpappy, I might tell that story. Say,
That'd be
Uncle
a great
Josh.
little story to
Uncle-
tell the old munchkin.
Let's see.
Teach him a little something.
Yeah, right.
Just, yeah. It's the upbringing.
I'm about good.
Anything you guys wanted to touch on before we wrap this puppy up?
Nothing immediate.
Sports, is there anything crazy going on right now?
Oh, not
Just
really.
general.
Balls deep in the
Just
NFL.
football and NFL. Lions.
College basketball.
Lions play. Do they play this Thursday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lions play this
Thanksgiving.
Thursday against. Is it?
Minnesota.
Oh, that'll be a good game.
Is
Yeah,
it?
well.
Is it in Detroit? Home
Always
game?
in Detroit on
Is it?
Thanksgiving.
I didn't know it was all
Detroit gets a
Oh,
home game every Thanksgiving.
Nice.
Or I think the only team in the NFL that gets that.
That's hype.
They started it, right? It originated.
Yeah, it's
in a
some
way from them.
tradition. And so.
Now
Oh,
all
yeah.
the other teams are trying to steal our thunder, but I think we kept that. All right. Well, I guess besides that,
Yep. On that note, cheers.
we'll see you next Monday. Cheers. Oh, I had a big burp at the end of that. And that was 49 minutes, boys.
Mm-hmm.
Peace out.